Some people don't think we have an energy field, but I believe we do, you know?
Problem has been in the past is we haven't had technology to measure it. Biowell gas discharge visualization device. It shows your biofield. You can measure your biofield. All the organ systems and glands are in oscillation with each other all the time. But when one gets off balance, it sets other things off of balance because of this oscillation process. So our products actually restore balance, and we can show it with the Biowell device.
You know, if you look at the colors, we created these labels based on the energy systems of the body, the chakra systems.
All right, guys, Wendy, Cohn, Osborne here, and Dr. Lisa Piper, founders of Code Health. Thanks for coming on, guys. What a fun night.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, last night was a big deal for you guys.
Huge.
Last night was a big deal. We woke up this morning. I didn't know if I was going to have a voice, but it was just so great. The Biohack Yourself premiere was spectacular. We had a great time talking about SHIELD, which is the documentary that we're in. And it was just spectacular. All of the people that were there, just the leaders in the industry.
Yeah, it was a powerful room for sure. I met some good people. I'd love to dive straight into Code and what it's about, and if you could explain what this is right here.
Yeah, so Code is a line of bioenergetic therapeutics. All of our 10 formulas have one ingredient, medical grade saline solution, and each one is infused with bioenergy patterns. So it's really actually simple, like bioenergetic therapeutic. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It's energized saline solution. And it's really as simple as one drop under the tongue, and it restores balance to the body.
Wow.
So each formula does something different.
Yeah, so I'm about to take the calm one. Which ones have you guys taken today? Because you got a bunch of these. There's like 10, right? 3, 6,
That's right.
12.
Well, we're traveling, so we're definitely taking the immunity formulas like Protect and even antivirus. Just before we started, I took a drop of Breathe also, just all the mucus that, you know, you're out late, you're eating what you're not usually eating and all these things, and you have these reactions. And this is the modern medicine cabinet. It's so simple. You just take a drop when you feel a little out of balance, and it helps.
Yeah, it almost sounds too good to be true. I could definitely feel like people are going to be skeptical about this type of product, right? With energy involved.
Right. Good thing is there's no side effects, and it can't hurt. So what do you have to lose?
Right.
I mean, I've taken worse things that have side effects.
Same. Plus, you guys actually have some testimonials too.
Absolutely.
Some powerful partnerships.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to argue with that, right?
Exactly. And we're doing research. I mean, we have one of the top scientists, Dr. Hemal Patel. He's actually the chief scientist for Dr. Joe Dispenza. A lot of people may know his work. And we're having in vitro studies that we just completed, and the results are solid.
Nice.
So next we go on to some genomics, and then there's a new test called MeScreen, and it's able to test the 12 different aspects of mitochondrial function. So we're really looking forward to doing that with people to see a physiological response on mitochondrial.
Nice. That's powerful. How did you two meet?
Well, I was living in South Florida and I moved to Tampa. And when you're a woman that has very dark hair and you want to be blonde, you need to find somebody to do your hair. And Lisa was highly recommended as a hairdresser. So I went to her and I sat in her chair and we became friends immediately. And as the years went on, as Lisa was practicing, or doing hair, she was also studying to be a doctor of natural medicine. And every time I sat in the chair, she would talk about things like quantum energy and spirituality. And it really was out of my realm. But I listened, and she had me in a good spot because I couldn't go anywhere. She's got a head full of foils in my head.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, we just became friends. And Lisa could tell the story about how we actually got into Code and how we partnered with each other.
So I was working on my PhD. It was pandemic, and I caught COVID. And I'm healthy. I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher. I'm an energy healer. I've done all these different modalities. Parallel, doing hair has fed me for 30 years, and I love it, and I'm creative. So it's been fantastic, and I'm a lifelong student, so I'm always learning something new. But when I got sick, that thing took me down. And fortunately, my father is the neighbor to this brilliant biologist whose name is Dr. John McMichael. And they were in phase 2 of their clinical trials for FDA approval on the molecular formulas. And I said to my dad, well, what is it? and he's not scientific at all.
All right, shout out to today's sponsor, Specialized Recruiting Group. Navigating the professional job search is hard. You know the perfect job is out there, you're just not sure how to find it. The good news is you don't have to go at it alone. You just need Specialized Recruiting Group. Connect at srgpros.com. We're here to guide you and help you find a role that fits, all without costing a dime. Meet Specialized Recruiting Group, offering a tailored approach to find your next role. Go to srgpros.com and get on the right course. Your local Specialized Recruiting Group team knows which businesses are hiring and can offer you a path to contract and full-time roles. Don't see the role you're looking for on the website? Well, they also recruit for confidential roles, so give an office near you a call to learn more. Take the next step in your career by starting srgpros.com.
He said, I don't know, it's these drops, and John is like you, so he doesn't like all the drugs and all the chemicals, so it doesn't have all that in it. He's like, just trust John. My dad, he trusts him. I said, okay, Dad, overnight me these drops. So he did. And after the first day, there's a very specific protocol of the antiviral formula. The next day, my fever that had been 104 for 2 days was gone. And the day after that, I got taste and smell back.
Wow.
So it was a long, complicated process. I was very sick. And I said to my father, I have to come up and see you. I have to meet Dr. McMichael. I have to thank him for saving my life. And so I did. And when I got in front of him, I said, why doesn't everybody have this? And how can I help you bring it to the world? And I didn't know how I was going to do it. And so I came back and I called his business partners, and they didn't know how I was going to do it. Nobody knew anything. And I was talking about Wendy the whole time I was on the phone with them because of her background. So I didn't know if Wendy would agree to do this with me. And I had this vision, and luckily for me, Wendy shared my vision, and here we are.
I love it.
Yeah.
You guys are about to change the world.
We're about to change the world.
Yeah, you got Ben Greenfield supporting you guys.
Yes.
That's a big endorsement, right?
Yeah.
How did you guys get in touch with him?
My social engineer over here.
Yeah,
Are you?
It's quite amazing because when you try the product and you take that one drop, it works. So I often just reach out to different people and I say, listen, I'd love to send you a sample, see what you think, and then give me a call back when you're done.
Yeah.
And it usually happens that way. And he tried the products. He liked it. He was having his holiday gift guide actually for Christmas. We were invited to be part of his holiday gift guide.
Nice.
And I was so excited because, there's Oprah, right, who has her best gifts of the season. And I'm like, okay, we've got Ben Greenfield, and he is going to put Code as his top gifts of the season. And it just worked out that way. And we feel really fortunate. It's not even just these big influencers or important people. It's everyday people. And that's the thing that Lisa and I love the most about what we do, because our products are safe for people of all ages. So we have stories about individuals that have taken drops, that families that have autistic children, that they take a drop and it changes the entire environment of their home. Wow. And, we can go on and on about the stories, but like Lisa said, it's a big word, bioenergetic therapeutics. And we're just trying to take our product, bring it to the world, change the mindset. And with this new administration coming in, it's the perfect time. Last night we were with hundreds and hundreds of people that are doing the same exact thing that we are with their products and their modalities. And to sit in a room to know that something is really going to happen big. People are not looking at pharmaceuticals the same way that they took pharmaceuticals in the past. So we're bringing something safe to everybody.
Yeah.
And we have to be proactive. We have to take responsibility for our own health. The population is much different today than it was many years ago when you had your own private doctor that could know you personally and intimately, all your needs. Today, you have to help. You have to help your doctor. You have to measure your body, send the doctor the information. You have to be proactive in taking proper supplements and having alternatives that, like ours, that restore balance. So that's the mindset shift that we really want to see. We want to see people be proactive, be consistent, and really just make small incremental changes every day in their life to be better than they were the day before.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah, I think the average doctor visit is 5 to 10 minutes these days.
If that, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in and out, and you got to wait like 2 hours. So it's not the most pleasant experience.
No.
You know, and insurance is super high. So we got to be more proactive these days. I like the Eastern approach. Yeah. This is innovative though. I've never seen something like this.
Thank you.
And there are no limitations with this. I mean, we plan to revolutionize medicine with these formulas. You know, we want to be a household brand because it's your medicine cabinet.
Right.
It's the same thing that you keep on hand, only it's the non-chemical, drug-free, non-toxic formula.
Yeah. No ingredients, right? Just the saline.
Saline.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm feeling this one already. I took the Cohn one, took 2 drops. Definitely feel it pretty quick.
Yeah.
I know other medications you got to take over and over repeatedly, and sometimes you don't know if you feel it or not.
And also, it also depends with the medications. You know, it depends on what your weight is. It depends on what your size is. This is not dependent on mass or size. So that's why it works. We have a tagline. You can be a 5-pound Chihuahua, a 200-pound person, or a 1,500-pound racehorse. The same one drop works for all.
Wow. So even the sleep one can knock out a 1,500-pound horse?
It could. It could. Yes.
I can't wait to try that one. A lot of people have trouble sleeping.
A lot of people do. And they pair well synergistically with each other. You can take multiple formulas at a time. You just wait 15 seconds between each formula, and you avoid eating and drinking for 5 minutes afterward.
Got it. That's so cool.
When we first decided that we were going to get into this, I actually took Unisom, over-the-counter Unisom, every single night.
What is that?
Whether I needed it
a
or not.
sleep aid.
It's a sleep aid. And it's, you know, you can buy it in a grocery store if you want it, but that was my go-to. So when we started this, Lisa, and even my husband, he said,
I was always on to her. Stop it.
Stop
Stop that.
taking it. And I said, but I have to sleep. So one night I said, all right, I'm just going to do it. And I took the Dream and I woke up next morning and it worked.
That quick?
I mean, that was it.
Holy crap.
Solid night's sleep.
Solid, you know, and what's great is you just took Calm.
Yeah.
So if people have issues with sleeping, a lot of times, most of the time, it's because they can't shut their brain down.
Too much stress, overactivity in the mind, you know, and the
Yeah.
thoughts keep coming and coming and the distractions, and then you just can't wind down at night.
Yep. That was always my issue. I'd be laying in bed thinking of like 100 ideas at the same time.
So what we recommend is that you take Calm during the day, and then you take Dream at night. And when people hear the name Calm, they think that it's something that's going to make them loopy or fuzzy, and it actually does the opposite. It makes you feel focused and centered and calm so that all of the other distractions are not affecting you. And you can get through the day. So Calm is great for people with just daily stressors. It's great for entrepreneurs that are high achievers. Like I said, we work with families that have autistic children.
Right.
And it should be the first go-to for kids with ADHD. I mean, I don't know a parent that wants to just drug their kid. Everybody wants to try an approach, but they want it to work. And with our products, you can find what works. You can take 1 drop 3 times a day. If that's not enough, you can take 2 drops 3 times a day. If you only need 1 drop a day, take 1 drop a day.
Right.
And some days may be harder than others. Some days you may need more drops than others. So it's a way that you can take responsibility and give your body what it needs based on your individual needs.
Yeah, I like this approach more. When I was in first grade, it might have been second grade, they tried to put me on ADHD medicine. And my mom's from China, so she has an Eastern approach. Thank God she said no, because I think that would have been a big change in my life.
Imagine how many families go to the doctor gives their child this medication, and then from the minute that that child starts to take it, they're putting chemicals into their body. And the side effects are so often worse than taking care of what the issue is.
And they last long too.
And they do.
Because you become reliant on it.
That's
it starts
right.
altering the brain chemistry. It's not like it just goes away.
It changes
It
everything.
sets your body out of balance in other ways. It disrupts your body signals that it's sending. And
What we have, it's all about balance. It's all about putting that system into balance. And so when you look at each product has a different function. And the function of that product, for example, Slim. Let's talk about Slim, because Slim's a great one to talk about.
we're coming into the new year. Good time to talk about Slim.
Yeah.
Because
New
I
Year's
know I
resolution.
have been eating a little much here in Vegas.
Yeah. You kind of, you especially even if you're not at home and you're traveling, you just don't eat the same way that you do when you're at home. And also the holiday time, right? And in some places in the, in the country, it's colder, right? Here, it's definitely
We can
colder.
always find an excuse to eat.
Always. But tell them about Slim. Tell them about Slim.
Slim is really incredible because with one drop, and we recommend taking it 15 to 30 minutes before a meal, but one drop and you just don't feel hungry anymore.
Really?
And then when you do go to eat, you don't crave sugary, fatty, starchy foods. It really makes you want to eat better.
That's fascinating.
I didn't know what to expect the first time I took it. I was blown away. I was skeptical. I mean, I'm a skeptic. Just like everybody else, I'm a skeptic. I want to have a personal experience. And at least with this, it's not something that can hurt me, So I tried it. I took 3 drops that day. I didn't overeat. I ate on a small plate. I ate what my body needed. I didn't even eat dessert. I like dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even eat dessert. I didn't crave it. I didn't want it.
And that's the reaction that we get from everybody, especially when we go to all different shows. There are products that have immediate gratification. So Slim is one of them.
Nice.
So we like to offer a product where someone takes a drop where they're actually going to have
Feel the drop.
a result.
Yeah.
And we actually have we say, feel the drop.
It's like a natural Ozempic.
It is. It is.
It is.
And that's what happens. And someone will come back to us a few hours later and they'll say, I didn't think
can't
that this
believe
was
it.
even possible. It's 3:30. I haven't even thought about food. So it's not that, we want to give people drops to starve them. It just cuts that craving.
Or you're intermittent fasting, or
Right.
you're prepping for surgery and you can't eat. Then you have something on hand that supports your needs.
Yeah. I'm going to try this on my next big fast.
Yeah.
I'm looking to do a 72-hour fast soon. So
Do you normally do intermittent
longest
fasting?
I've done is 48. Intermittent, yeah, I do. I try to skip breakfast, but I want to do like a 3-day fast because that's when you start killing some bad cells in the body. Have you guys done that?
I have not done a full, multiple day fast. Lisa actually is way better at intermittent fasting than I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with women, it's different. I heard.
She's
Yeah.
very
Fasting.
regimented,
I
so she
am.
has the ability to do so, and it's very good for you.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's a reset.
I mean, we're eating way too much these days. It's crazy. And they teach us growing up breakfast is the most important meal.
Yeah. I'm not so sure because I don't eat it either.
And you see the cereals, what's in them.
Oh, it's terrible.
And that huge petition against them right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ish.
That's why it's so incredible that we have people like, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. that are talking, and all of these, make America healthy again, because it's gone sideways. And now we just have to bring it back.
Yep.
America is really, we need it to be the healthiest country in the world. And we have the ability to do so. And actually, we're so far from it now. People are so unhealthy.
When we were young, they used to tell us, you are what you eat. And then they fed us a bunch of crap. Well, why did you feed us that? Like the seed oils and the artificial ingredients and the food coloring and, oh gosh, the candy. I think I was eating candy for breakfast.
I was eating
because
candy
of the
daily.
Fruity Pebbles or whatever I was eating. That was my favorite cereal.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been allowed to have that.
I know, right? And we didn't even question it back then. We
No.
thought cereal
No.
was healthy. We thought
Yeah.
Cheerios was good for us, for our hearts.
And you get that energy kick from the sugar, and then you're like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had a
crazy.
nasty candy addiction. I had to get so many cavities, like teeth removed and stuff.
Yeah.
It was so bad. And that's a lot of kids, right?
Absolutely.
And it's even worse now what they're putting in with the food dyes and everything. Yeah. I hope
The seed oils.
I hope food dyes and seed oils get either banned or limited.
I hope so
The
too.
new administration.
Yeah.
think it's going to happen.
I think so too.
Yeah, there's a seed oil alliance now. I don't know if you've heard about it, but they're certifying restaurants that are seed oil free.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really
Restaurants and companies. I'm going to give a shout out to Jonathan Rubin. He's actually one of my son's best friends.
Wow.
He has this company that is certifying whether it's products or restaurants that are seed oil free. And these are the type of revolutionary, pioneering companies that are coming out there and making people accountable for what they are serving to other people.
And as a consumer, it gives us a sense of trust, which we've lost.
Yeah.
I know for me personally, I've lost trust in our system, in a lot of our systems, actually.
Most grocery stores, I'm pretty skeptical these days of what I'm getting, you know?
I buy most of my stuff in the produce department.
Yeah, but even some of that, like the A-peel they're putting on the fruit, you never know what they're washing it with the spray. It's not just water.
Right.
The vegetables. So
Yeah.
it's weird.
You have to be so careful.
Yeah.
You have to be so careful.
You just have to do your best.
Right. And do your best. You know, you go to the grocery store, there's, you know, you think you're buying fruits and vegetables, and really it's not the same fruits and vegetables that we used to eat.
Right.
Just because of the way it's grown. So if you go back really to the basics of everything, and you go back to what we're actually doing here with Code, it's just the simplicity of what we are made of. We are made of energy,
Salt water and energy.
salt water, and we're putting that back into your body.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Code. Shout out to bioenergetics. It's a new field, emerging field, right?
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of new studies on it because some people don't think we have an energy field, but I believe we do, you know?
We absolutely
You
have
know,
an
I
energy
think
field.
where the problem has been in the past is we haven't had technology to measure it.
Right.
So now we're catching up technologically that we can now take images of energy. The BioWell gas discharge visualization device, it shows your biofield. You can measure your biofield, and it's based on the concepts of traditional Chinese medicine. So you can understand all the organ systems and glands are in oscillation with each other all the time. But when one gets off balance, it sets other things off of balance because of this oscillation process. So our products actually restore balance, and we can show it with the BioWell device.
Right. Yeah, I measure my chakras every once in a while, and I'll find out one of them's off balance, and I got to fix it. And then my whole life gets easier.
Absolutely.
You know, if you look at the colors of our products, it actually was Lisa's brilliant idea. And we created these labels based on the energy systems of the body, the chakra systems. So that's why they're a rainbow.
Nice.
And, you know, go ahead, Lee.
So pain and inflammation are the root of so many of our problems.
Right.
We don't like to be in pain, but that's the situation. So even though it's not really red-orange chakra related, because it's the root of a lot of issues, we made it those colors. Slim is our weight loss formula, and it's that ombre orange to yellow, the stomach region. And then yellow is our balance. That's our daily formula. It's the core of where we hold our balance. Antivirus, the heart center is the home of your immune system. So we made that green. Breathe was that mint color in between for your lungs. React, allergy formula, where you have a reaction when you're allergic to something. And protect before you see it coming. Calm is your divine connectedness or lack thereof if you're stressed out, overwhelmed, just not dealing with life. And then dream. You drift off into sleep in the little lilac color.
I love it. Yeah, I can't wait for people to try this. Did you give these out yesterday at the conference?
We were giving them out here today in your
Oh, yeah.
office.
We give them out everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
We
Because the product speaks for itself.
It
So I
does.
feel like once the first batch of people try it, the word of
Right.
mouth will.
It's saline solution. There's nothing to be afraid of. Everybody's like, okay,
Yeah.
put under my tongue.
It is amazing. You know, when we first started and we started going to conferences, I was a little skeptical. I said, I don't know if people are really just going to be into taking a drop from our sample kit. I cannot tell you how many people say, all right, give me a drop. I'll try it.
I was trying
You
all
know?
sorts of stuff yesterday at the
Oh,
exhibitor
yeah.
hall.
When you go to, you know, conferences like A4M, I mean, it's like you're like a kid in a
Right.
candy shop,
Literally.
literally,
Yeah.
right? So you're having all of these things, and sometimes you go on overload because you want to try something that
Yeah.
everybody is doing. And by the time we actually had a friend, And she didn't realize how many things that she did. And by the end of the
Yeah,
day,
it was too much.
she was just like, this is
Yeah,
crazy.
I had to leave after like 3 hours because I
Right.
knew if I stayed any longer, you know, it
Yeah.
could have gotten ugly. I was trying every single booth.
And
But
our products work synergistically with everything
Yeah.
else. So
Yeah.
anything people are already doing at home, cold plunge, infrared sauna, red light therapy, whatever it is, all your supplements that you're taking, your
Brain
intermittent
tap.
fasting, your brain tap, your molecular hydrogen, anything that you are doing, these products work synergistically with that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we work so well with so many other companies. And that's really what's happening in our biohacking community. All of the different companies are coming together because they're realizing it's not worth, being out there on your own. We have to come together and be unified.
Right.
Yeah.
But our products, like Lisa said, if you have molecular hydrogen therapy, we give a drop of breathe before you do the molecular hydrogen therapy, inhalation. The inhalation therapy. It opens up your nasal passages and in your chest area, and it makes that inhalation therapy more.
It enhances the benefits
Right.
because you can breathe. And so automatically,
right.
instead of having to wait while you're putting the, molecular hydrogen, you're inhaling it. If you're stuffed up, it's not able to do what it needs to do on the body.
Right.
So take a drop of breathe 15 to 30 minutes before your treatment and it's perfect.
I love it.
Same thing if you're meditating, you're in a yoga class, you're going to a yoga. Taking a drop of Calm will help you go deeper into your practice because you're de-stressing. So there's not that I have to get gas in my car, I have to go to the groceries, I have to do this, I have to do that. It's just like, okay, I'm present, I'm focused. I can now go deeper into myself, give myself this moment to stretch my body, to connect with source, to manage my mind, whatever your intention is going into this yoga class. And it's incredible.
Yeah.
It allows you to get more out of it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You mentioned Brain Tap earlier. You guys work with Patrick Porter too,
We
right?
do. We love Dr. Porter.
He's one of our favorites.
He's one of our
He's
favorites.
been just, when you think about science and the brain and brain optimization, at least for us, he's the first person that comes to mind. He's brilliant. And his Brain Tap device works so well with our products in very different ways because with the Brain Tap, there are different 20-minute sessions that you can take and you listen to. Lisa, you can explain it a little bit better how it works with the auricular
Yeah, it has
therapy.
auriculotherapy, light therapy. Do you use it?
No, I want to try it.
Hypnosis in it. So it's really about brain optimization. And again, because there's so many multiple sessions, it's depending on what session you're doing would determine which drop you would want to take with it. So for example, if it's a session to go to sleep, then you would take a drop of Dream. If it's a stress relief or even any of them, really, you could just take a drop of Calm. And if it's a breathing, like pranayama, breath work, exercise, then you can take Breathe.
Yeah. So this would be good before your yoga classes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or Brain Tap or anything that you're doing.
Right.
It's a way of life for us.
Yeah. I could see the benefits for sure.
There's so many different providers out there or wellness centers out there. Even, we spoke to biological dentists, right? And if the patient is having any type of dental surgery, imagine just coming into the dentist's office, taking a drop of Calm before you have to have a procedure done.
Smart. Yeah.
Right? So there's just all different ways to take our products.
Yeah. And we were talking about gamers.
Oh,
How they
yes.
have their heart rates elevated during important matches, right?
Calm is a game changer for gamers. I'm just putting it out there right there.
Awesome.
So calm is great. Again, you think of the word calm, that it might make you hazy, foggy, but it actually laser focuses you. So individuals that take the Calm before they do something like gaming makes a very big difference.
Yeah, it's my experience with Calm is that if you feel like there's all these distractions and things are coming at you from all these different angles, it allows you to see the path very clearly because you're more present and you're more focused. So all these other things don't trigger you as easily.
Right.
And it's not just the distractions. It's like you said, their heart rate goes up. They're, they're in
Elevated.
an elevated level. And so this just will bring them down a notch.
Yeah.
Actually, with Dr. Porter, he has a device called the neural check device. And that neural check device is quite amazing. You put 2 clips, one on each wrist, and it measures your heart rate variability. And within 300 heartbeats, it actually shows very different things that are going on within your body. The autonomic nervous system, it actually tells you your biological age,
Oh, wow.
things like that. And what we found with NeuralCheck and using Calm is we did a baseline study, and then we gave a drop of Calm. We waited 30 minutes, and then we did a second reading, and everything that needed to shift within 30 minutes shifted.
What?
Yes.
We even did, we went to visit Dr. Porter's facility in
Yeah.
New Bern, North Carolina, and we did live blood microscopy there as well. People that had sluggish blood, that had a lot of toxins in their blood, with 1 drop of Calm, 30 minutes, all the blood starts to move and flow.
What?
Less toxins.
Holy
it was,
crap.
yeah, it was incredible.
That's
so,
incredible that you have that like documented, you know?
right. Yeah.
That's so cool.
And Lisa was saying about Dr. Hemal Patel and the actual in vitro study that he and his laboratory did. They work out of UC San Diego. And the in vitro study used 3 different formulas. They used Balance, Calm, and React. And each of these in vitro Petri dishes had a different cell biopsy. So they had a muscle cell biopsy for Balance. They had a neuronal cell. Are you
There
proud
go.
of me?
I'm proud of you.
I say it so wrong all
I'm
the
always
time.
the one that talks about the
I
science.
know.
of it.
And so every once in a while, when I get the question and I go on and on about the science, I could see it in Lisa's eyes. She's looking at me and she's like, "Don't say it.
Don't say neuronal.
Don't do it. Don't do
say
it.
it. Don't say
But
it.
I did. I said,
said
it.
it
I
well.
nailed it.
Perfect.
Okay. So
Boss.
neuronal cells, and then we had React, which was immunity cell. And Lisa, go ahead. Tell them. I'll let you tell them what the preliminary results were.
So with Balance, it increased the mitochondrial function and helped to increase ATP production. So that's huge. With the Calm formula, it actually brought the energy down, which is what you're trying to do. You're trying to cool the nervous
Right.
system. So that did that as well. And same thing when you have an allergy, it's a histamine response. So we don't want this high histamine response. So it also brought it down. So everything that he has so far tested for us is exactly what we expected the outcomes to be.
Incredible.
To have someone of his stature to validate our products is it's an honor.
That's big time.
It is.
an
It's
honor.
an honor.
Yeah, that's
it
big
really
time.
is an honor.
How does the allergy one work? Because I know people with allergies.
It's awesome. I mean, 1 drop under the tongue. If you're giving it to an animal, you can put it on a treat, or if you know they're going to eat their whole meal, you can put it in their meal. And it helps to. We've had people with food allergies. We even had a lady that, and I don't recommend this. Like, let's be clear. Full disclaimer: she's highly allergic to bees, and she carries an EpiPen with her. And this particular time, she decided that instead of using her EpiPen, she was going to try our React.
Yeah.
So she did, and she didn't need her EpiPen.
What? Wow.
And that happened to her on 2 different occasions.
That's
so
crazy.
it wasn't a fluke the first time, and it worked. So we've had people with food allergies. We had a gentleman say, "I haven't been able to eat steak for 12 years. I'm going to put your product to the test." And I'm like, you should really do this under the supervision of your medical practitioner. He's like, "No, I'm good. I'm going to do it. I'll be all right." I said, "All right, at your own risk, my friend." He took a drop of React. He went to the Brazilian steakhouse. He ate the steak. He took another drop of React afterwards. He eats red meat every day now.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
We
Yeah.
just saw him at a conference, so it's been a year
Yeah.
since we met him, and he's an advocate for React. Lisa and I were at our booth, and his wife came running down, and she said, "We need the React. We need the React."
He
So what
just got
happened?
stung by a bee.
He got stung by a bee. He was outside.
Yeah.
What are the odds
So
of
we
At a conference.
Yeah.
gave
that's
him the
crazy.
React. She went upstairs. They knew exactly what to do. One drop under the tongue. They waited 30 minutes, gave him another drop, came down to us about an hour and a half later because his whole hand was swollen.
Jeez.
The only thing that was left, you can see the ring where the swelling was.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything
What?
was
Right.
down.
That's nuts.
In an hour and a half.
I
It
can't
was
wait to give it to
incredible.
my dog. He's allergic to pine trees.
Yeah.
Or palm trees, sorry. But yeah, like super bad. Like we have to get the shots at the vet
Right.
every like few
So
weeks.
a perfect example, right? So you want your dog to feel comfortable and you know that the shots work and whatever the brand is, Cytoport,
Yeah.
whatever it is, and you're going every month to the vet or whatever it
It's
is.
annoying,
right?
it's expensive, and I don't like vaccines in general. So
Exactly, right? So your dog's taking this shot and it's working, but imagine now you can give him a simple
yeah,
drop.
I'll text you guys.
And
I'm going to
figure
do it
out
for a
how
week.
much he needs.
Yeah, he's-
Observe him. Dogs don't lie,
Right.
right? So you can observe the dog, give the dog a drop. When the dog starts itching and scratching again, give him another drop until you learn the pattern that, okay, how many hours has this been? This is
Right.
how we become proactive and take responsibility. This is what we do. So for my dog, in the height of allergy season last year, he needed 4 drops.
Okay, a
That's
day?
what he needed. Yep. He needed one in the morning, one at lunchtime, one around 4 o'clock, and then one about 8 o'clock before bed.
Got it.
And that's now he takes 2 drops a day. But he's been taking Balance every day for a year. This year, I haven't had to give him 4 drops
Nice.
because Balance is helping to build his immune system.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm
I
very
think,
excited
Yeah, I
to try
think
it out.
Balance.
You know, when you talk about dogs, I have a dog. He's literally he's
your family.
He is.
He's your
He's
son.
everything to
Yeah.
me. Bear.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Bear.
That's a great name.
I have Artie. She has Bear.
Yes. And so Bear is very afraid of thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
And he's also very afraid of fireworks. So now we are very proactive, knowing if there's going to be, we live in Florida, there's going to be a thunderstorm. We give him a drop of calm. Nothing phases him. When it's, 4th of July or any type of holiday with fireworks, we live in a county that the fireworks start as soon, even before it gets dark, and it goes on and on through the night, and nothing phases him.
Incredible.
And that's like exactly what Lisa said. Animals don't lie. Humans, we're still thinking, I took a drop. Is this going to, does my shoulder feel better? Does my head feel better? Should I take another drop? Are more drops going to be better? Nope. The animals are really the key to it all because they don't know what they're taking. You just see the results.
Yeah, that's so cool. My dog Milo's scared of fireworks, so I'll definitely try it next July 4th.
Absolutely.
I think
Write
we
us a
got.
review on our website.
Oh yeah,
please.
I'll
We
text
would
you
love
guys. I'll do a
that.
video.
Thank
I think
you.
we got through most of them. Did we talk about antivirus?
Oh,
That's the one that saved
antivirus.
my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the pandemic.
During the pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy, man.
That's the shout out to Dr. John McMichael for saving my life.
John
yeah.
McMichael.
And that's the genesis of our company. That's
That's
why
so
we're here.
cool.
Speaking of antivirus is the only formula that has a very specific protocol. So we've created these
The cards, yeah.
Cards.
Those were super helpful, by the way.
right? So we have these cards here. And what I wanted to show you is that on the front of the card, it's the description of the product. And on the back of the card, it's the suggested use. But when you look at antivirus, the directions are a little bit different. And anybody that knows and has used our products know that they have to take the protocol. Because what antivirus does is it stops the replication of the viral load. So you need to take it. And what we've done with our directions is we've mirrored the directions of Dr. John McMichael's molecular formulas because we know our energized saline solution works the same way as his molecular formulas. Anyway, antivirus is really one of the most special products because it works on any virus. So if you have herpes, if you have HPV, chickenpox, shingles, any virus,
Common
COVID,
cold,
common cold,
Wow.
influenza,
Flu. Yeah.
it just helps you along the way. Now, if you're already sick, are you going to take one drop and immediately feel better? No.
I wish.
We're not saying that this is going to happen in 15 minutes, but if you have symptoms that are connected to that cold or flu, that's when you take our other products along with it, like Breathe. So you take Breathe with the antivirus, and it works together, helping the symptoms go away.
Yeah, I'm going to bring this when I travel because when I fly, I get a runny nose sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
At the airport.
Actually, besides the airport, you get on the airplane and you're sitting there and there's so many smells.
Yeah.
And you have the perfume.
Yeah.
We were on a flight and the flight attendant was standing next to Lisa doing her show.
We may have had a glass of wine
Maybe.
before getting on the airplane.
I know. I think it was really the first time that we actually did a reel and we put it on. And here we work, we do all this social media and we put out all this information. And we ended up putting up this reel about us putting our nose up in the air.
I was dying.
But Lisa took the drop of React with this reel. And it was the one thing that everybody watched.
Yeah. She
But
had so much perfume on, and my throat
choking.
was closing
Oh my
as I was
God.
sitting there. I was like, making all these faces, and it was fun.
But even in the hotel in Vegas, there's so
smoke.
many
A lot of
smells.
Well, they
The
inject the hotel with.
there's
with smells.
the smell and the smoke and everything. We travel a lot and we do a lot of these shows on the road. And I would go to the room and inevitably I would have some kind of allergy attack.
Yeah.
So now what I do is 2 days before I know we're going to leave, I start taking the React. I get my body completely in balance, even though I'm in my own environment at home.
Yeah.
And then when I get to the hotel, it actually works even
That's
better.
awesome. Yeah, I'm going to start. I leave for Phoenix in 3 days, so I'll start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Text us if you have any questions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super useful to know.
The travel kit also, it's next to you.
Yeah,
The-
shout out to this travel kit. So
Yeah.
you can fly with this, right?
Oh, you can even
yeah.
fly with the big
Oh, you
one
can
as
fly with the
well.
big one?
I usually have both in my
Oh,
bag.
yeah.
Okay.
Pick it up and hold your hand up to it and you'll see really, even when it's closed,
Yeah, it's not that.
it's little.
Yeah.
And so each bottle has 15
EMF
milliliters.
protector.
No,
Wait,
that's
no,
our
that's our
logo.
next-
right, Oh,
that's our logo.
That's our next thing, though. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're manifesting
Yeah, that'd be
exactly
a good
what we
product.
want to do,
Yeah,
right?
we've said it from the beginning that we wanted to put EMF protection on our products and have it built into the logo.
Yeah.
And we just got the logos the way that we wanted them. So next level is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What I was saying is that each of these bottles, when we created the modern medicine cabinet, each bottle has 300 drops in it. So it's very small bottle, and it was made for the entire family or household to
Nice.
share together, right? And then the little guy, a lot of people were asking us, well, it's just me, or I want to try it. How do I sample it? So we had these 3 milliliter bottle sizes created, and then we decided to create this travel kit. It is safe with any temperature. It could be travel with you in your pocket, in your purse, in your car. As long as it's not boiled, it holds the energy.
Nice. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Guys, this has been incredible. Where could people watching this get this and learn more about you guys?
Visit our website, www.codehealthshop.com. You can follow us on Instagram @codehealthshop. We're always available. We try to be accessible. Wendy is the social engineer, and we do our best to just help people.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll link it below. Any other closing messages for the audience?
First of all, we're just so happy that we got to spend time with you, and knowing that you have such a vast audience, we would love for everyone to just try a drop. And there's 10 products. So why not? Pick one that you think resonates with you. And we'll put out a special code,
Yeah.
no pun intended, for this podcast.
Perfect.
And we'll set something up special.
Yeah. We'll link the code in the description, guys. Maybe DSH. Keep it simple.
DSH?
DSH.
Okay.
Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, try it out, guys. I'll post my results too on Instagram. My experience with the product.
So how do you feel with the calm right now?
Really calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been having a little anxiety. I've been all over the place the past week, like at event to event. So this definitely helped me calm down.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Now you got to say, feel the
Feel the
drop.
drop.
Feel the drop, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.